Part 15, Psychology, Confidence, and Passing the Driving Test. Most learner-driver training focuses almost entirely on steering, gear changes, road signs, and maneuvers, but very few courses teach how to control nerves, build confidence, or train the mind for driving success. Yet in reality, driving is just as psychological as it is physical. Two learners with very similar driving ability can achieve completely different results simply because one remains calm and focused, while the other panics under pressure. This chapter explores confidence, mindset, mental preparation, and the psychology behind passing the driving test. Because safe driving begins in the mind. Nearly every learner driver experiences nervousness, self-doubt, tension, or fear of making mistakes. This is completely normal. The brain naturally becomes more alert during situations involving pressure, judgment, or uncertainty. In fact, a small amount of nervousness can actually improve concentration. Problems usually begin when nerves develop into panic, rushing, overthinking, and loss of focus. Most panic is caused by fear of failure, fear of judgment, or trying too hard to drive perfectly. This often causes learners to rush decisions, forget observations, brake too late, or lose concentration completely. Ironically, trying too hard often creates more mistakes. Here is an important driving tip. Safe drivers focus on the next situation, not the last mistake. Experienced drivers make mistakes too. The difference is they recover calmly and continue driving safely. Good drivers correct calmly, stay focused, and continue safely. Poor drivers often dwell on mistakes, lose concentration, and create further problems. One small mistake during a driving test rarely causes failure. Panicking afterwards often does. Advanced drivers constantly scan ahead, anticipate hazards, and mentally prepare early. This creates more thinking time, less panic, and smoother decisions. Many beginner mistakes happen because learners react too late rather than plan early enough. Good observation dramatically reduces stress. Confidence and overconfidence are very different things. Confidence means calm control, preparation, and awareness. Overconfidence means rushing, taking risks, and ignoring hazards. The goal is not fearless driving. The goal is controlled driving. Pressure from other drivers should never force unsafe decisions. Good drivers remain calm, even when others become impatient. When people become nervous, their breathing often becomes quick, shallow, and tense. This increases stress, panic, and tunnel vision. Slow, controlled breathing helps calm the mind, improve concentration, and reduce tension. Strong drivers avoid mentally racing ahead or worrying about the entire driving test. Instead, they focus only on the next safe decision. Perhaps this junction, this roundabout, this mirror check, or this hazard. Breaking driving into smaller situations reduces pressure enormously. Here is another important driving tip. Passing the driving test is simply a series of small, safe decisions. Now we come to one of the most powerful confidence-building techniques in this entire book, a method rarely taught in standard driving instruction: visualization and mental rehearsal. Having spent many years coaching people in business, sport, sales, management, and personal development, I discovered that confidence and performance can often be improved dramatically through mental conditioning. I've also helped a number of friends and learner drivers using these techniques during confidence development and hypnotherapy sessions. Every learner I personally coached using these methods passed their driving test first time. The techniques explained here can help improve confidence, calmness, concentration, and familiarity with driving situations. Visualization is a mental rehearsal technique used in sport, aviation, public speaking, therapy, business performance, and many NLP and hypnotherapy courses. The purpose is to prepare the conscious mind while also conditioning the subconscious mind before the situation happens in reality. Over time, the brain begins accepting the situation as familiar, manageable, and achievable. To practice this technique, find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. This could be at home, in an office, or ideally sitting inside your vehicle. Sitting in the vehicle is especially effective because it feels realistic and allows you to physically touch the controls. Sit comfortably and relax. Now begin imagining yourself preparing for a safe and successful drive. Visualize adjusting the seat, fastening the seat belt, adjusting the mirrors, and checking the vehicle is in neutral. Picture the day clearly in your mind. Imagine the road, the weather, the surroundings, and yourself feeling calm and confident. Now mentally rehearse the complete driving process. Imagine placing the key into the ignition, starting the engine, checking mirrors, glancing over your shoulder, releasing the handbrake, pressing the clutch smoothly, and selecting first gear. Visualize the vehicle moving away smoothly, calmly, and safely. Imagine feeling the clutch bite point, applying gentle acceleration, changing gears smoothly, checking mirrors regularly, and scanning for hazards. Continue the journey in your imagination. Mentally rehearse junctions, roundabouts, hill start, parking maneuvers, or any situation that normally creates nervousness. Repeated mental rehearsal helps condition the mind to remain calm, recognize situations more easily, reduce panic, and improve confidence. Over time, driving situations begin to feel more familiar, more natural, and far less intimidating. Many top athletes and performance coaches use very similar visualization techniques before major events. At the end of the exercise, imagine arriving safely at your destination, feeling calm, confident, and successful. Take a moment to appreciate that success mentally. Positive emotional reinforcement strengthens confidence and familiarity. Practicing this regularly, even for a few minutes each day, can dramatically improve confidence before lessons and driving tests. One very important lesson many learners overlook during the driving test is making observations visible to the examiner. When checking mirrors or blind spots, move your head naturally and slightly so the examiner can clearly see your observations. Examiners are human. Subtle eye-only movements may occasionally go unnoticed. Many learners wrongly believe the examiner is trying to fail them. In reality, the examiner mainly wants to see safe driving, awareness, responsibility, and calm decision-making. Examiners understand that. Learners become nervous and small mistakes happen. They are assessing safety, not perfection. Driving confidence develops through repetition, routine, and experience. At first, driving can feel overwhelming because the brain is processing steering, mirrors, gears, hazards, signs, speed, and positioning all at the same time. But over time, many actions become automatic. This frees mental space for planning, anticipation, and awareness. Rush drivers often brake late, steer harshly, miss signs, forget observations, and panic at junctions. Calm drivers usually observe earlier, react sooner, and make smoother decisions. Driving slightly slower mentally often improves performance dramatically. Here is another important driving tip. The safest drivers are usually the calmest thinkers. Some learners overthink every mistake, compare themselves to others, become discouraged too easily, or drive aggressively under pressure. Confidence develops gradually, not instantly. Most learners feel nervous, uncertain, or overwhelmed at times. That is completely normal. Confidence develops through practice, patience, calm observation, mental preparation, and experience. Passing the driving test is not about perfect driving. It is about showing that you can drive safely, responsibly, calmly, and independently. And those are skills that improve every time you drive. Please view or listen to this part. Again, playing a video or listening just once does not give much benefit, but listening again and again will help you retain the information. And in the next part, 16, we will be covering the final lesson, final revision, and quick reference guide.